Welcome to ESTNN. This is the ESTNN Weekly Brief, and my name is Malik Shelp. Now, as many of you know, we used to do this daily, but we decided to switch it on a weekly basis, so that way we have a little bit more sustenance to the videos when you guys watch them. If you're looking for coverage in a specific game, I've got all the times right here, but I hope you stick around for the whole thing. Now, over the past week, we've got a ton of news for League of Legends, and to start with, Riot developer Ed Sapmagic Altifer announced the league will no longer use positional rankings as of today, March 13th, in this Twitter post. Sapmagic mentioned the problems that many have had with positional ranks, about how grindy it feels and just players were not taking the off position games very seriously. So this is just better for everybody. This announcement also comes with the partial reset of Diamond and higher ranks. As many of you know, we talked about this in an ESTNN Daily a couple weeks ago. And the reason for this is that a bug that was introduced in the Iron and Grandmaster tiers that allowed players to reach ranks that should not have been possible. All players above Masters will have their LP reset to 0 and be demoted to Masters. Diamond players will come down a division but will not be demoted below Diamond 4. And finally, Grandmasters and Challenger ranks will be locked until a week and 2 weeks after the reset, respectively. We also saw that Silas will be removed from competitive play this week due to a number of bugs regarding his kit. His health regen is currently broken, sometimes healing for an insane amount just off of 1 or 2 items. We can safely assume that Silas will stay removed from the competitive play until patch 9.5 arrives. And finally, in sad league news, caster Aiden Zyrene Moon has announced that he will be leaving the League of Legends broadcast team. Moon was a 4-year veteran of the league casts, and recently, however, it seems as though he's taken a step back with the fewer amount of casts that he's been on. Moon famously overslept for a 2018 Worlds game, taking him off the rest of the broadcast as a self-inflicted punishment for his error. And while we don't know if his retirement from the league has anything to do with his recent lack of casts, it seems like he is looking to take the next step in his career. As an Overwatch enthusiast, I hope that he pulls a Doa or Monty and comes on over to the other side. Most of our matches don't start till 4 anyway, so that would give him plenty of time to sleep in.
This is a composition that wants to run at you and just cream like all over your team. It's just like, boom, you guys are dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. And then at that point, when C9 gets all these shields and they get slightly ahead of you, they take the wind out of your sails and they make it so that, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm 12 years old.
Now, in Dota 2 news, starting with the announcement that Disneyland Paris will play host to the 4th Dota 2 major of the season. This is crazy because this is the first time ever that a Dota 2 event will be held in France. It will run from May 4th through 12th, and I am so excited to see how things turn out. Dota 2 Auto Chess is still going strong as well. TwitchRivals had their Dota 2 Auto Chess Showdown today, and the tournament saw 32 players competing across Europe and North America with 2 regional lobbies set up. Each of the lobbies featured 2 separate matches simultaneously, and the top 8 players from both regional lobbies will then be split into the top and bottom 4 and compete for the prize. In roster news, the current TI champions OG have decided to part way with their young CIS carry, Igor ILTW Filatov. OG cited some poor performances from the young star as the reason for that change. Sad to see such a young talent go, but hopefully he can improve a little bit. There hasn't been anything too life-changing in Overwatch news this past week. We got a few little bugs to go over, but before we get into those tidbits, we just want to talk about the Los Angeles Valiant firing their head coach. The LA Valiant general manager, Michael Schwartz, stated, "We want to thank Coach Moon for his contributions to the Pacific Division and Stage 4 championships achieved by the team in 2018. We wish him the best in the next stage of his career." Obviously, their winless condition has something to do with these changes, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding the decision. Now, I don't think that the LA Valiant are a bad team, and I do not think that Moon is a bad coach. It seems like the LA Valiant really struggle with their communication and execution, and if you've watched any of the Inside Access content, you can see how scrambled they get during their team fights. This week, Overwatch League is going to be a little bit different as we go into the playoffs next week. But stay tuned tomorrow as well, because I have a video going out that talks about what it will take to bring the New York Excelsior down a peg, if anybody can. Additionally, the Dallas Fuel's Ultimate Weekend lineup was announced today. Dallas Fuel, Paris Eternal, London Spitfire, the Chengdu Hunters, Houston Outlaws, Seoul Dynasty, Hangzhou Spark, and the Los Angeles Valiant are set to play at the event, and tickets are now on sale. The event will take place on April 27th and 28th in Dallas, Texas, so we gotta wait till stage 2 to see that. Now on to our tidbits for the week. First off, it turns out that Ash's Bob Ultimate can be pushed slightly. You can give Bob just a little bit of nudge around the corner, just like you can do with Diva's Mech Bomb for a sweet surprise. Overwatch player Vidar posted this video on YouTube. You can check it out. It's pretty impressive given the fact that he wasn't even playing Ash, but he still went out to make. Next up, Batiste had his ultimate slightly changed. Visually, his amplification matrix is now green instead of blue, which will help distinguish it a little bit from Reinhardt's shield. And the patch also fixed a bug where the amplification matrix would incorrectly boost the enemy team's damage as well. Another little bug this week, Reddit user Terpa112 found out that as Lucio, you can escape a Junkrat trap as long as you wall run just as the Lucio steps into the trap. I tried it myself and it's a little bit hard to pull off, so I'm not sure that it's too widespread, but I'm sure that Blizzard will have this one fixed soon since it is a pretty big bug. In Counter-Strike news, Counter-Strike is abound with roster swaps right now. There are so many, however, that we're just going to run through the big ones for you. For the rest, feel free to check out our constantly updating roster swap article. Hot off the presses, eUnited has signed the infamous Armin A2Z Tusi onto the squad as a coach. Tusi is most famous for his involvement in the iBuyPower match-fixing incident back in 2014 and his return to the competitive Counter-Strike scene. He has played a couple times since that event, but he really wasn't able to find his groove, so now he's going to try to lead the eUnited, ranked number 31 in the world, to some success. Dennis Edman is going to step down from the Ninja in Pajamas roster for a while. The team attributed it to fatigue and has instead signed William Draken Sundin to compete with Ninja in Pajamas for the foreseeable future. So, looks like Draken could be here for a while. And finally, the French team G2 has signed the young player Francois Amanek Delaunay to replace Andre Badi Pianaro. I'm sorry if I got any of those names wrong, who will be benched after the team competes in the WESG event going on right now. Amanek has most recently played for the LDLC, and other than those roster swaps, WSG is going on right now, but let's be honest, it's kind of being billed as the World Championship and nobody really watches it, so instead, you can head over to ESTNN.com and read our way too early Blast Pro Series Miami article. Trust me, it's better. And last but not least, in Fortnite, it has been a slow news week since the release of Season 8, but we do have a little bit of news to throw your way. The last Fortnite patch removed the abilities for players on Nintendo Switch to party up with players on Xbox or PS4. From now on, Switch players will only be able to party with players in the mobile version of the popular Battle Royale game. Epic commented saying that it had received complaints from players about skill gaps between the platforms, and evidently they received enough complaints to change the matchmaking. Good news for everyone who's getting destroyed by console players, bad news for anyone who had friends on other consoles. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all for the ESTNN Weekly Brief for Wednesday, March 13th. My name is Malik Shelp, and make sure to head over to ESTNN.com to catch up on all the latest news, and check back here tomorrow for my NYXL video. See you guys later.